today we're going to be executing the long-term illness expenses mashup T2, time horizon 2. Let's get started with that right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my email account. But remember, we have something that we use all the time, and that is that whenever you're going to send anything to anybody, you need to make sure that you have read the document or you have seen the video. You are familiar with whatever you're sending to anybody. In this mashup that we are executing today, this mashup that we are executing right now is to sell life insurance. This mashup is to sell life insurance. But remember that the way we sell life insurance is we sell life insurance with living benefits. So this mashup here, when we are talking about the concept of long-term illness expenses, that's the arena of living benefits. So we're going to be feeding people a lot of information on the costs associated with long-term illnesses. And the reason for that is because we have a ample portfolio of insurance products that are specifically geared towards satisfying that financial need. So you're going to be providing people with a lot of information on long-term illness expenses, and the content that we have put together for you in all of this mashup, it's all about that. So I'm going to be very specific about the content. So let's go down. Now, if I click on the links, I could also get the material. I can get it here by clicking on the link there, or I can go up here to the download section and I can download it here. In order to make sure that I'm clicking on the right document, I'm going to click here where it says long-term illness care here. I'm going to click there and it's going to download it into my computer. So there it is. It downloaded it. I'm going to open it. And this is basically the email instructions. So this is the email instructions on the mashup. And this is literally the email that you're going to be sending to people. Now, it has this long-term illness care statistics. So let's click on that and let's make sure we can see that. So let me just make sure that I click on the document and I open the document. And let's look at the actual document that we're going to be sending people. And this is the actual document, okay? Long-term illness happens unexpectedly. 52% of Americans reaching 65 will need some type of long-term care services in their lifetime. Let me make it a little bit bigger here so that we can see it better. So this is the actual document. Who might need long-term care and for how long? 3 years is the average length of long-term care. So imagine if somebody gets into a situation, on average, they're going to be 3 years spending all this money and no money coming in. So that's why you would need some type of protection for that. Women typically need 3.7 years, so women even more than men. Men typically need 2.2 years. About 71% of all long-term care hours are provided in the home by the family. So you're going to have somebody in the family that is going to be staying with the individual. So that costs money. So that's why you can, these are arguments, these are statements and arguments and ideas for you to defend the importance of selling a life insurance with living benefits that will take care of some of these expenses. 60% of family caregivers for adults must juggle their caregiving responsibilities with either full or part-time jobs. So again, you see a lot of really good information in just one very high quality content that is already in place for you about the concept. Annual cost for a semi-private room is $90,000 a year. For homemaker services, $51,000. For an adult daycare is $19,000. Okay, $102,000 for a private room, etc. So you have a lot of good stuff here. And it talks about, again, the living benefits. And remember, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to educate people on the importance of owning a product that includes living benefits, because those products that include living benefits are the ones that are going to help them if any one of these situations develops. So this is a very well-designed and very well prepared marketing piece that I want you to make sure that you read it, okay, and that you use it in all of your marketing. So this is the one that we're going to be sending to our clients, okay? Now, this here is the email that we're going to be sending. So we're going to cut the totality of the email here. We're going to cut the totality of this email here. And we're going to open our email account and we're going to send this email. I'm going to create a new message and I'm going to paste the material that I just copied from my AMIDIM, American Institute of Digital Marketing Mashup, and I have the email right there. Now, you have the, you're going to have to replace certain things here. For example, what it says, your contact information, you're going to take that out. You take that out and I'm going to copy and paste this contact information that I have here. I want to make sure that I just cut and put it up here. So there's my contact, and then I'm gonna just say, you know, I'm gonna just put some name here, delete. John, and I'm gonna change the color. Obviously, I don't want that in red, so I'm gonna make sure that it's in the right color. So I'm gonna change the color here. These are just they put it in red so that you know exactly the things that you need to change. And this is the body here. I'm gonna take that out, because that's the instruction that's where the body started. Now I didn't copy the subject, so I need to go back to my AMIDIM platform and I need to make sure. Let me go back there. I didn't copy the let me open it again. The subject line, which is this one, I didn't copy it, so I'm gonna make sure that I have the subject line here. And I'm going to make sure that I put it in my email as the subject line. Don't change anything. Okay, if we tell you that that's what the subject line needs to say, make sure you just put it exactly as we are giving you the instructions. Okay, and this is already proved and tested. So make sure you do it exactly as we are telling you to do it. And I'm going to send it just to myself here. I'm going to send it to AC at to this same email here to make sure that I that I receive it here and I see it. Okay, we already checked that the link was working. Make sure any email that you send, any link to anything, you make sure you need to test it before you send it. Okay, to make sure that everything is properly connected. So that's the email, and you can do that for 1 client or 5 clients or 10 clients or whatever number of clients you want. So there it is. I just got it here. And that's the email, and I got it, okay? And that's the email. I just got an email. So again, you can do this if you are doing 5 or 10 or 20 emails. You can do this exercise manually, but I strongly recommend you that as soon as possible, you get an email marketing tool or an email marketing platform. In our case, we use Constant Contact. We're very happy with the service that we get from them, and we want, and they're helping us in becoming better at email marketing. So they give you hints, and they give you, they show you additional tools, and they have additional training courses that you can take, and you can really learn how to increase your email marketing campaigns. In our case, we started sending 50 emails a day or something like that. And as I mentioned before, we are now sending more than 10,000 emails a day. And our objective by the end of next year, by the end of next year, is to be sending 100,000 emails a day, or 1 million. We want to be sending 1 million emails a month. That's basically the strategy. 1 million emails a month, and then you divide it, because it's not on a daily basis, but you just set up different campaigns, so it works a little bit different. But that is our objective. The point is that we want to send a lot of emails. And if you want to send a lot of emails, you need a very powerful tool, and you need to master that tool. So there we go. I'm going to go back to the Mashup. Here we are at the Mashup, and we are in step number 2. So we already executed in step number 2, the email channel component. So we already completed in our long-term illness expense mashup, time horizon 2 for the email marketing channel. So we already checked this box here. Now we're going to move to direct mail. So this is the direct mail piece. And again, as I mentioned before, with direct mail, we can do a couple of different things. If you want a list of clients with certain characteristics, then we can provide you with that list. So that's something we can do for you at no cost. Additionally, we're giving you the actual piece that you are going to be sending or mailing out to people. And what we recommend you is that you open an account with FedEx Kinkos or some direct mail marketing company that can process that for you in an efficient way. That way you're not going to be spending that much time in the process of sending direct mail. So that's what we recommend you to do. And again, we have a piece here, the risk of chronic illness expenses. So you're going to download and customize with your contact information before you print it. So obviously you're going to download this piece, and then you're going to enter some personal information, and then you're going to send it to the printing company so that they print it and then they mail it. So that's how it works. So let me click on the actual piece here. And this is the actual piece that you will be sending to people. And this is the part here where you customize it. So you're going to customize it here. And this is the actual piece. Again, all around the concept of rising costs of healthcare. Americans are underprepared for future healthcare expenses. And unfortunately for all of us, there is no better time, literally in the history of this nation, to be talking about healthcare expenses. With all this coronavirus thing and all this horrible situation that we presently have, this is a very, very current topic and a topic of interest for everybody. 137 million Americans have faced financial hardship this year due to medical costs, okay? So again, the piece is very well created, very well designed. It's an AIG piece. Again, one of the things that we do for this mashup is obviously you need to be contracted with us with AIG, because you wouldn't want to be sending AIG content and then turn around and selling some other company. I mean, you are building the whole process with the branding that you are sending. So one of the things that you need to make sure that you do is that you get contracted with AIG so that all this content makes a lot of sense. If you are not contracted with AIG, but you like all these ideas, you can go ahead and execute, but then you're going to have to either buy or design your own content. And that can cost you a lot of money, or it can take you a lot of time. And I can assure you that it's going to be very difficult for you to get to something of this quality soon enough. So it makes no sense not to do it the way we are showing you how to do it. The best way to do it is get contracted, get access to all this material right away. We have it all there in order, ready for you to start executing all these things. So let me go ahead, and I'm going to just enter some information here in the piece for you to see how you personalize it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to enter my name. Okay. And if the title would be insurance agent or financial advisor. And then the phone number, I'm going to erase this here. I'm going to enter my phone number. So that's a phone number there. And then my email address. That's my email address. So there we go. I just personalized this mailing piece. It's already personalized. It has my information there. Now I save it like that. I print it, or I save it as a PDF, and I send it to the direct mailing company for it to process it with a list that you provide to them. Now, as I mentioned to you before, if you want lists of people, we can provide you with many different types of lists at no cost to you. So that's how you would conduct your direct mail list. Let me go back to the actual mashup. So here we are. Okay, now we already executed. Remember, we are in time horizon 2. So we are executing the mashup, the long-term illness expense mashup that has 5 channels. These are the 5 channels: email, direct mail, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. And we're executing time horizon 2. So we already did our email marketing. We already did our direct mail. Now we're going to open our LinkedIn account, and we are going to post in LinkedIn. We're going to post in LinkedIn a message. So that's what we're going to do. So I go to the LinkedIn part of step number 2. These are the instructions for LinkedIn. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take this message here and this bit.ly shortener, which is a shortener to an image, and I'm going to just cut and paste that message into my LinkedIn account. Now, as we always do, let's make sure we first look at what we're going to be posting. Very important that we learn how to do that. So let me click on the bit.ly shortener here. So I'm going to click here on the bit.ly shortener here, and I'm going to see what is it that and that's basically the message. It's that simple. Beyond 100 days, Medicare pays 0 for long-term care services. It's that simple, and it's that powerful. That little message there is the reason why a lot of the people that go sick on a long term, they go bankrupt. Okay, it's because of this. So that's a very powerful message. That's the message that we're going to send, and we're going to post in LinkedIn. We're going to post it in Facebook, and we're going to post it in Twitter. It's going to be just one message, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So that's the message. Now, another thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to save image as. I'm going to save it into my computer. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing that. I'm going to save it there. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my mashup. I'm here executing the mashup. Again, we're executing LinkedIn, and I'm going to open my LinkedIn account. So I'm going to open another tab here, and I'm going to go to LinkedIn, and I'm going to go into my LinkedIn account. Again, remember that I use Dashlane, which is this password manager, which takes me through all this process. I don't have to type any passwords. I don't have any passwords saved in my computer. So if somebody steals this computer from me, they cannot take any one of my passwords. If somebody hacks into the computer, no passwords are stored in those computers, so nobody can see the passwords. The passwords are in the cloud, and the passwords are very complex. And each password is different from the other password. Those are some of the features of having these password manager programs. And that's very important so that you don't get into digital problems. So I'm going to sign in into my LinkedIn account. This is my LinkedIn account. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a post. I'm going to start a post. And I'm going to click here on where it says start a post. And I'm going to just paste. Let me make sure I go back to the message here. I'm going to just take this message here. And I'm going to copy it. I had to use 2 different browsers today because it was giving me some issues, but I'm going to paste it here. And there you go. Now, right now I'm talking to the LinkedIn editor. When I copy and paste the message into the LinkedIn editor, when the editor reads the bit.ly shortener, which is this part here, it brings in the image. So I need to make sure that I see the image. So the post is ready. Now, I could do some additional things to this post. I could create hashtags, or I could create links to other places, and I can do a lot of different things, but that is not the subject of this training. What I want to do is I want you to learn how to post a lot. And as you're going to see with the calendar, we're going to try to get you to post every day. So right now I'm focusing in you mostly posting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post this message, and it's telling me that it was successfully posted. So I'm going to view the post, and there it is. That's the post right there. Okay, and then we can go into a training session of the results of those posts and all that. But that's, again, material for another training. Today, I just want to make sure that I posted this message. And here is the image that I showed you before, which we took from the Mashup in the Amidim platform, and we posted into LinkedIn. And as you can see, I generate a lot of activity in LinkedIn, and this is something that we can talk in the feedback training, but again, not today. So let me go back to my platform. So there we go. I already executed the mashup on time horizon 2. Time horizon 2, remember what we're doing is we're doing this line here, time horizon number 2, already executed the email channel, the direct mail channel, and the LinkedIn channel, and now I'm going to execute the Facebook channel. So I'm going to open my Facebook account. Let me see if I can do it from this platform so I don't have to jump to the other one. I'm going to open my Facebook account. Now, additionally, one thing that is going to be very important is that, and we're going to show you how to do virtual in-person meetings. That's how we call them now, virtual in-person meetings. And you're gonna be interacting with Facebook a lot. So one thing that we recommend you to do is that every time that you are sharing your screen with anybody, don't go to the home tab where you have your personal stuff. Always jump to your pages tab. Always jump to your pages tab. And this is very important. This is very important. As you can see, it says here, I have 32 different Facebook pages. And the idea, and we're gonna be talking a little bit more today on this, you need to have right away between 5 and 10 Facebook pages. And I'm going to show you why that is the case. So I have all my Facebook pages here. And again, I have 32 of these pages. And I have to decide where I'm going to post this message. Okay, so I'm going to go back into this message. And again, I'm going to go to the mashup. And this is the Facebook image that we're going to post. So I'm going to take, again, remember what I told you. Do not mix instructions. So use the LinkedIn instructions for LinkedIn, the Facebook instructions for Facebook, the Twitter instructions for Twitter, etc. So basically in Facebook, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shortener here, and I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go to my Facebook pages, and I have to decide on which one. I'm going to do it here on this page, on Total Financial Governance page. So I'm going to go here to this page. And again, I'm going to talk a little bit about that later. And I'm going to click here where it says create a post. Create a post. And I'm going to just click there. And I'm going to paste it. There we go. And that's the image. Okay. So again, when I'm talking to the Facebook editor, it recognizes the bit.ly shortener and it brings in the image. So there is my image right there. I could boost this post. I could do additional things. Again, that's not what I want to do in this training. So I'm going to go ahead and post this right away on that Facebook page. So I'm going to post it. Posting. And there we go. If we scroll down here, there it is. Okay. Now, as you see here, you have this pin post up here. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to show you how you pin a post. You see, Facebook, the way it works is everything that comes in pushes everything down. That's how Facebook works. Everything scrolls down. So the new material pushes down the old material. So maybe you have a very important message that you don't want it to be lost, when it starts going down. So you can pin it to the top, and that's what we call a pin post. And we're going to show you the one that we want you to, the post that we want you to pin to the top of your specific Facebook page. We're going to show you that in this training today. So the point is that here it is already, it's posted, that's the message. And I'm going to go back to my campaign, and I already executed the mashup for Facebook. So I already executed the mashup for Facebook. So if we look into the actual mashup, we already executed email, direct mail, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Now we're going to finish the execution by posting in Twitter. Now, Twitter is a little bit different in the sense that when you're talking to the editor, it will not be able to follow the bit.ly shortener instruction. So what you need to do is you need to download the image first into your computer. Then you get into your Twitter account and you import the image from your computer into Twitter. So that's the procedure that we need to follow in order to post anything on Twitter. So I'm going to do just that. I did downloaded the image to my computer at the beginning of the session, so I already have it in my computer. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my Twitter account. I'm going to open my Twitter account. And I'm going to log in. And I'm going to post. I'm going to post on Twitter here. Now, what I mentioned before, you need to import the image. I'm going to go to Documents. And I go here to Digital Marketing. And I go to week 29. And I have the document right there. So I'm going to open it. And now it brings it in. And now I'm going to tweet this image in Twitter. Now, as I mentioned before, you can do additional things. You can do hashtags. You can do a lot of different things. But I'm not going to do any of those things. It just says your tweet was sent, view your tweet. So I'm going to, I had to do it fast in order to see it. But that's my tweet right there. Okay. So I tweeted that message into Twitter. Now, again, you can do a lot of things with it. You can do links to it. You can send it to different places. And we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. So let me close my Twitter account here. And now I am back in the Mashup. So we already finished the action component of our Mashup execution.